Okay, so the story I'm about to tell you guys, honestly, I did not think was going to be possible, but this story does get really intense, and I remember this was one of the most funniest times I ever went out with my sneaky link. But before I get into that, make sure you guys do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Seriously, it means a lot when you guys do. And on top of that, I'm currently live on Twitch, so if you guys want to see me live on Twitch of me doing dumb things daily, then you might as well just click the link down below and watch me. But other than that, let's get straight into this crazy story. And what is going on, you guys? My name's Bubba, and welcome back to another insane story. So this story takes place back when I was in high school. You see, as a daily high schooler, I won't lie. In high school, I was pulling girls left and right. I'm not gonna lie. I was a slayer back in high school. How did I accomplish this? Well, to be honest, there was many ways to accomplish getting women, and honestly, at this point, I think I should just make a video on it. But, you know, we'll leave that for another time. If you guys do want the video of how I got girls, just comment down below. Yo, I need to get girls. Teach me. And, yeah, I'll probably post a video about it. I already did, but you know what? We'll post another. Anyways, like I was saying, back in high school, I was pulling girls left and right. I'm not gonna lie. Grabbing girls weren't that difficult. But I remember there was this one girl specifically I saw on a dating app one time. And funny enough, this girl lived really close to me, and that's what most dating apps are about. Like, finding people that are near you, that live like a block from you. You know, you can make it the location basically anywhere. Like, if I really want to, I could go on Tinder and put it onto Ukraine and find, I don't know, an e-girl in Ukraine to like make my wife, and then boom, she has a green card. She can come to Canada. I don't know. Sorry, jokes aside, I remember basically I was swiping through, and I remember I found this one girl, and she lived literally like 2 blocks away from me. I was mind blown. I remember I instantly swiped on her, and she instantly swiped on me apparently, because we instantly became friends on Tinder. And I remember she messaged me. She's like, "Hey, aren't you the guy with like that blue like silica? Like that's like 2 blocks down from me?" And I messaged her back. I'm like, "Oh yeah." If you guys don't know, I had a blue Toyota Celica. It was my dream baby. Like, it was my car. Like, I love that thing to bits. But knowing that she recognized me because of my car was kind of funny. And then I remember she messaged me saying, "Oh, it's like kind of cool. Like, I kind of like your car. Like, kind of nice." And I said, "Yeah, I'll drive it by your place sometime. You know, you can be in it. Actually, it's usually the passenger seat's free." You know, trying to basically flirt back. And she kind of giggled. And she's like, "Oh, like, yeah, sure, I'm down. What are you doing tomorrow?" And at that point, I got excited. And I'm like, "Damn. Okay, bet." Now, if you guys are wondering if this girl went to my school that I met on Tinder, no, she did not go to my school. Funny enough, she went to like a private school because her parents are like super strict apparently. And me, I remember I went to school that day, to my school at least, and I ended up telling my friends about her. And I'm like, "Dude, like this chick, she recognized me from my car. She's kind of hot. Look at her go. She lives a block away from me." And my friend said like, "Bro, just make her a sneaky link. Like, don't like actually get with her." In my mind, I was thinking, yeah, you're probably right, because me in a relationship is honestly like a big fumble. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm not the best in being in a relationship. I can't lie to you guys. Many people ask me, how am I still single? I'm not good at being in a relationship. It's just not for me. Anyways, I remember when he told me that, I ended up messaging her saying, "So like, are you like free tonight? Like, what do you want to do?" And she told me that she wanted to go see a movie with me. But me knowing that I would have to pay for a sneaky link is no. If you guys don't understand the basic rule, you don't pay for a girl unless you are dating them or unless you are seeing them. But if you're making them a sneaky link, you don't pay for her. So I remember I told her like, "Oh, like we could just watch a movie at my place." But knowing that her parents would be super strict on that, she said to me, "Oh, like you can just come over to my place. Like my parents won't be home." Great, sure, I'm down. I said yes, knowing that she lived literally a block away. I didn't mind. And then she texted me after saying, "Oh, but like make sure you park your car like at your place and just walk over." Okay. I didn't mind that, and I said sure. So I remember once I ended up making that plan, I remember I went up to my friend and I said, "Yo, bro, like I have a date with her tonight. This is gonna be sick." And he looked at me. He's like, "Bro, it's not a date. You're going in there. You're doing the devil's tango, and you're gonna just leave." Yeah, it's kind of a bad thing to think about it that way. I didn't have good influences back in high school. So if you guys are going into high school, you guys are in high school, get yourself good influences, because you got to understand, it wasn't just me that was being the F-boy in my school. I had influences around me that was also making me one. Just a quick reminder. High school will do that to you. Anyways, I remember basically me going home that day, and I ended up just kind of laying down, playing Call of Duty on my Xbox, and I was just kind of talking to the boys. And I get a random phone call. I remember I ended up giving this girl my number on Tinder, because, you know, why not? And then I remember she ended up calling me saying, "Hey, like, I'm at my place right now. Like, if you want to come over anytime soon, like, you can, like, 20 minutes. I said, "Sure, like, I'm down." And I got ready. I basically put on my clothes. I ended up putting a rubber in my wallet, and I ended up just leaving. When I left, I remember I walked over, and as I was walking over, I ended up seeing a truck leave out of her driveway. My guess is that it was her parents. Her dad drove like a big, scary hillbilly truck, and honestly, he was intimidating AF. Like, it was weird. But I remember just going in there, and I just went inside the house, and I'm like, "Oh, like, what's going on?" I walk in there, and I saw like she turned off the security cameras at her house, which is kind of funny, and I mean smart, knowing that previous issues I used to have with girls and security cameras. And I went in there, and we ended up sitting on her couch. And we ended up turning on the TV, and we ended up watching some kind of dumb movie. I don't know, to be honest, I think it was called Parent Trap. It was like about these like 2 girls that like basically like pranked their parents in divorce. I don't know, it was some kind of romantic but weird movie. I don't know, it made no sense. Anyways, we were watching that, and I remember she ended up like coming up beside me, and she ended up putting her hand on my thigh, and we ended up making out on the couch. As that was going on, I remember I was kind of like, you know, making sure like this girl knew our boundaries. Like, I told her like, "Oh, like I'm not really like looking for a relationship right now. But for her, that kind of made her smile. And she's like, oh, like, I don't mind. Like, that's not an issue. As if she had like some kind of master plan to make me fall in love with her. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if she locked me up in like a cage and made me do 365 with her. I don't know. It just kind of terrified me. But I remember basically me and her, we ended up making out on the couch again. And then she kind of like told me, hey, like, do you want to like maybe like just go to my room instead? I have a TV up there as well. Bro, what? This girl had a TV in her room? Kind of a flex. But I remember we ended up going up to her room and we ended up laying on her bed. And yes, one thing led to another. We ended up doing the Devil's Tango. Me and her ended up doing that for, I want to say, almost like 2 hours. But time was getting the best of us. Knowing the movie ended like 20 minutes ago and like I was just still there and me and her were still doing the Devil's Tango was a bad thing. Because I remember there was a beep beep sound like coming from the background going beep beep. And I thought it was some kind of alarm, but then she looked at me in panic and she's like, you need to hide now. I'm looking at her. I'm like, what do you mean? I look out the window because usually the escape route is usually the best way through the window. But I saw we were on the second floor and it was way too far of a drop. Like I would have broke my legs. And then I remember I went under her bed because she told me to go hide under. So I went hiding under her bed. And as I went under there, me being totally topless with my undies on, her dad walks in. Her dad walks into her room saying, hey, like whose shoes are in the front? I don't recognize these shoes. And I was wearing my black Vans and she said, oh, like they're actually like my shoes. I forgot I bought new ones. Her dad looks at her saying, so you're a size 9.5. I had bigger feet than her. What can I say? She's a woman. The girl starts laughing and saying, wait, size 9? Oh my goodness, I must have took my friends by mistake at school. Oh, that's so embarrassing. And I was like kind of like laying down there just thinking, wow, this girl really trying to get away with this right now. I wonder how this is gonna go. So there was one or two things that could have happened. One, I could have gotten instantly caught, or two, the dad could have just, you know, let it go. But then I remember the dad was walking around the room and he saw my t-shirt and he looks at my t-shirt and he's like, okay, someone is definitely here. You're not lying to me, are you? As he speaks to his daughter. I remember the girl was like kind of freaking out saying like, oh, like she was stuttering. And at that point, I did not know what to do. I remember I was sweating and trying my best not to breathe. But then he ended up leaving the room saying, is anyone in here? Anyone in here at all? He ends up going looking around the house for me. And I remember I just laid under her bed not knowing what to do. I had my phone close to like me. So I remember I reached for my phone and I saw and I ended up getting a message from her saying, I don't know how you're going to get out of this, but you got it somehow. I'm just laying there panicking thinking, so you're leaving me for dead? Like at this point, because I didn't know what to do. Because reminder, her dad was like a hillbilly looking boy. Like it was scary. So I was just kind of laying down. I'm just thinking, okay, I gotta think. And I remember that my friend that like was a good friend of mine didn't live that far from me. And I thought it would be smart for him to bring a ladder and basically put it up against the window so I can go off the window while he's not looking. So I texted the girl saying, I need you to give me 10 minutes to get everything ready. And I need you to make sure that your dad doesn't come back in this room because I will end up leaving. She was messaging me saying like, how are you going to do this? Like, are you going to kill yourself? Like, what's going to go on? And I'm like, listen, I have a master plan. Don't worry. I sounded like James Bond at this moment. I'm not going to lie to you guys. And I remember my friend messaged me and he's like, yo, I'm here with the ladder. I got you. Where do you want me to put it? I ended up kind of like getting out under the bed and I started tapping on the window until he saw me. And then he ended up coming there. He ended up putting the ladder down. And he put it facing me and I ended up seeing the ladder. I opened the window. I jump out the window. But as I just went out of the window and started going down with my clothes in my hand and everything, the dad walks back into the room, seeing my face, thinking, who in the world is that? And I remember I ended up sliding down the ladder as if it was like in GTA. And I remember me and my friend both grabbed an end of a ladder and we ended up running out of there. Like we sprinted to my house that was like 2 blocks away with the ladder. I remember we ended up running and I remember when we got to my place, we ended up putting the thing down and I was like kind of just going inside my house hiding. And it was so funny because that entire night, I remember as well that the dad was driving around the neighborhood looking for us with his hillbilly truck. And God, I do not want to know what was in the back of that truck. But other than that, that is basically it for the story. Make sure you guys do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Seriously, it means a lot when you guys do. And like I always say, fall for more embarrassing stories. All right, peace out, guys.